What's up, Get Better Basketball community? I'm Coach DeMarco, and this is Focused. In today's episode, I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of one of the hottest trends in the game of basketball, the football Pressbreaker. And it was used by Gonzaga in the NCAA tournament. I know you're going to love this video. But before I jump into it, you know what to do. Subscribe to the Get Better Basketball YouTube channel, turn on your notifications, and of course, hit that like button down below. Now, let's focus in on the Gonzaga Bulldogs football Pressbreaker. So there are many ways that you can get into this Pressbreaker, and I have shared previous videos of teams who have used it, but I found this to be one of the hottest trends in the game of basketball in late game ATO situations, and that's what we're going to see here with Gonzaga. I call this the trips Pressbreaker because as a former football coach, 3 receivers on one side, 1 on the other is called a trips formation. So the Zags are literally going to line up like this is a football game. And they're going to run what we would call a hitch or a stop pattern on one side. 0-2 is in red because they catch the ball. They're going to look like they're going long, and they're going to come back and get fouled. And on the other side, they're going to send one player deep down the middle. They're going to run a little bit of what we would call an out and then a slant across the middle. So they're going to look to maybe brush these 2 players against each other. If these players were pressed up and really tight on them, they could brush these players and make these defenders run into each other, almost a little bit of a pick play that you would see in football, and this player could open up. So many options out of this. There's a lot of different ways to run the football type Pressbreaker, but I really like what the Zags do here because they give themselves a lot of options, and even if the defense adjusts their alignment, there are still great options for them. The defense is going to press up. They're going to have a player on the ball. They're going to have these 2 players longer to take away anything long, and this player is going to be up in man-to-man. So they're in man-to-man here, and I think they're looking to switch anything that comes long with these 2 defenders. But great job by Gonzaga in a late-game situation, getting the ball into their ball handler and getting fouled. So here is Gonzaga in their trips alignment. We have 3 players on one side. We have 1 player on the other side. You can even see Drew Timme in his football wide receiver stance here in the middle. Now, as the basketball gets handed and we inbound, Timme is going to take off and he's going to clear out. These 2 players here are going to run their little pick play. He's going to come out and he's going to come in. And then we're going to get our hitch or our stop pattern over here where he's going to turn and work back to the basketball. Really nice job getting the ball in bounds here in a late game situation. Only 6.1 seconds left. He's going to catch, use a few seconds, hold on to the basketball, and eventually get fouled. Take a look at this one more time at full speed. Timme's going to clear. There's your pick play, and they're going to get the ball in and get fouled. There you have it, one of the hottest trends in the game of basketball. Coaches are going to this in late game ATO situations because it's unorthodox. Basketball players don't typically line up on the baseline and get a full head of steam to go long, to cross across the middle, or to do that stop pattern that we saw when they got the ball in bounds. Basketball players are not trained like football players. This is not something that they practice frequently, which is why I think we're seeing more and more teams go to it in these ATO situations. It can be very effective. Granted, there are some basketball players who are great cornerbacks and might be able to defend this, but you would need to have 4 of those players on the floor in order to stop this. I've seen this used successfully over and over again. Make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe to Get Better Basketball on YouTube. If you don't have a brand new Dr. Dish all-purpose shooting machine, then you're missing out on a great opportunity to make your team the best shooters they can be. Mention hashtag GBetBBChat or the Get Better Basketball Chat for up to $300 off